Let me get
All
into.
right, Instagram, we are live. Let's see, an error occurred. Go live. You can do it. There we go. We are live. Let me remove this overlay so that they can see our beautiful faces. There we are.
Here we
Welcome,
are.
everyone. Uh,
Hello.
what is going on, everyone? What is today? Thursday. Happy
Thursday.
Thursday. Today is Thursday. I'm super excited. So today is going to be a marathon live day. You guys are going to see me for the next 3 hours. Be prepared because that's just what we do. But we are doing Creatress Summit speaker chats. I love to do speaker chats right before the summit just so that you all get to meet the speakers and get to know who's going to be on the stage and get excited. I'm excited and I can like brag about the speakers all day, every day. But I love for you guys to hear firsthand who they are and what they do. So let's see. We got you on Facebook. Let's see. Do you see my live on Instagram?
I got you on Instagram.
Okay. Add you to that live. There you go. Let's see if I can. Oh, let me see. Request to join. Invite to join. There we go. All right. I'm gonna add LaKeisha on Instagram so that everyone gets to see all the things.
Oh,
And
yes.
there we
Switch
go.
my camera. There we go.
Perfect. All right. So I hope it's not too much of an echo because we have headphones here and we're here. But welcome to Creatress Speaker Chat. I'm super excited to have LaKeisha here. We're just gonna have fun. Y'all know how I do my chats and my lives. We just vibe out with it. It's not super structured. We have a good time. And I just want you guys to get a chance to get to meet our speakers. So LaKeisha, I'm gonna open the floor up to you, let you introduce yourself, and just share with the folks who you are and what you do.
So I am so excited to be here, Saida. Thank you so much for having me. My name is LaKeisha Entsuah. I am the founder and CEO of Well Beauty Lab and Legacy Wellness Company. And our goal is to help you stress less, learn how to manage your stress, and prevent burnout. That's what we do. So for Well Beauty Lab, I do it on a personal level for individuals anywhere, anytime who are like, I'm tired of being overwhelmed. I just want to live better. So that's what we're here to do for them. And then for Legacy Wellness Co., I do the same thing except for organizations. So on a larger scale, helping them make better teams, healthier and more productive teams. But I have a passion for wellness that stretches. I don't know to when. I was inspired by my grandmother, who was really big into herbal wellness and holistic methods of healing, and you combine that with growing up in the church, and taking that holistic approach to just living, and that is what informs what I do today. Add that and a little bit of science, because I am a bit of a science geek. So it is all about the data for me, but really what I do is driven by a passion to see us, and when I say us, I mean women, and particularly Black women, not overwhelmed, not run down, not burned out, but out here living our best lives and being able to show up fully as ourselves.
I love it. And you kind of touched on it because I was going to ask, like, well, how did you get started? What was the inspiration behind your business? And you kind of touched on it when you talked about learning from your grandmother about like the holistic thing. So share a little bit more about that and like what that experience was like for you and how it led you to starting your business and doing what you do now.
So, my grandmother was that grandmother, and I know a lot of us had it. You got sick, and she mixed up some tea for you that did not smell good. It did not taste good, but she made you drink it. And when you drank it, you felt better. That was the grandmom I had. And so, from a very young age, to me, that was medicine. That's how you got better. But then when I was 25 years old, I found out that I had polycystic ovarian syndrome. I was struggling with my fertility. I was trying to conceive and was not having any success in it. And so, after going to the doctors and them giving me a treatment plan, I knew that that wasn't going to be enough. And so there were things that I needed to do in order to give myself the best chance. And so I completely changed my lifestyle. I got rid of anything that might seem toxic. even things that probably weren't actually toxic, I threw those away if it was a question. And so that actually led me into my first business, which was a plant based beauty brand. And I ran that brand for 8 years. But as we all know, the last couple of years have been rough for everyone. And I have now have 3 children, and so when the whole world shut down, I was now at home with 3 kids, ages 2 and 7. So I have two-year olds. I have a set of twins, and then a 7 year old. And we were all home together. I was trying to homeschool. I was trying to run after 2 toddlers, but I was also still trying to run a business, and trying to do that to the best of my ability. Oh, and I had a husband too. So there was that responsibility as well. But all of that together at that point, by the time we got to 2021, I was burnt out. I was like, I can't do this anymore. I didn't know night from day. My sleep schedule was all types of messed up. And I was so overwhelmed. So I quit. At least the things that I could quit, because I couldn't quit being a mom. I couldn't quit being a wife, but I could quit being a business owner. And so that's exactly what I did. And so I shut my beauty brand down in August of 2021. And at first I said, well, I'm just going to take a month off. I'm just going to take a break for a little while and try to regroup myself. But in that time, as I, work to see, okay, how can I make this better for me? I realized that my greater purpose was not in recreating this beauty brand, but was in helping people not end up where I was, and helping people understand that there is a way, even when life throws you a curveball, to not end up in this place. And so I actually went to school for psychology. And my mom likes to joke that she spent all that money on college and I don't use the degree. And so I tell her now, here you go, mom. Here's that degree that you spent so much money on, hard at work. But I went back and I looked and I said, okay, so how do we do this systematically? How does this make sense on a day to day basis? Because to tell someone to practice self care is one thing. To explain to someone who is feeling burnt out, who is feeling overwhelmed, who doesn't know which way is up, how to get themselves out of that hole is a totally different story. And so I went back to square one, and that is how we ended up with the business that I have today.
I love that because for me, when it comes to business, and y'all don't fight me because I don't feel like fighting today. But when it comes to business, we're seeing a lot of businesses that are popping up, and everyone's like, "Let me show you how to do this, or let me teach you how to do this," and they don't have the experience or like the life experience or the work experience to like kind of say like this is how it's done, and I know this because I've been through these things. So I love that you're using your own experience, like, okay, this is the driving force, I've done this, so let me show you how to not end up where I was.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like that brings a little bit more humanity to a brand. I feel like that brings a little more actually like action packed steps that you can give people because you walk the path.
Yeah.
So I love that you are using your own experience to drive your business. Okay, what does a typical day look like in your business, in your life? What if you're working with clients or whatever? What does that typical day look like for people working with you?
So for me, my day starts at about 5:30 in the morning, because I need to get up before everybody else in my house because I need that morning quiet time. And so I wake up. That's prayer, devotion time, meditation time, kind of gathering my thoughts, get myself together before the children wake up, get them ready, get them dressed and out the door and off to school. And so my work day typically starts at about 8:30. So there's, emails, following up on things from the day before, that kind of stuff. And then I go into client work. So if I got meetings scheduled, we hold those meetings. If I've got, like I said, I'm really a science geek. And so a lot of what I do is data driven. And so that's reading research papers, reading, studies, reading survey results. I am constantly collecting data, even on my website, about what it is that people need, and because that's what informs what I do. And so all of that happens. My meetings, my schedules, my one-on-ones with clients, all of that stuff happens between 8 And depending on what my kids have going on that day, either 2 or 3 o'clock. And then I'm right back into mom mode from 3 until about 7:30, 8. I let my husband take over for bedtime, and then about 8 o'clock, I am back into work mode most nights. And that is when I'm kind of wrapping up for the day. I'm planning out what we're going to do the next day. I try really hard to shut down at about 9:30. And that's a hard stop for me. That's one of the things that I learned in being burnt out, because I was literally working until I couldn't keep my eyes open anymore. And so now it's like a hard stop at 9:30, and then my wind down routine starts. But for a person working with me, I hope you like to talk, because it's a lot of conversation. It's a lot of back and forth. Really, the heart of it is trying to understand how your life works. Because none of what I say, none of what I teach you will make sense if it doesn't fit into how your life works. And it's not going to work if it doesn't fit into how your life works. I don't believe in a one size fits all approach to anything. So I have a framework that I work from, but that framework is designed to then fit into your life. So you take the pieces that work for you and we throw out the rest. And so that's why I say it's a lot of conversation. It's a lot of back and forth about what's working for you, what's not. And then, like I said, I would then go into wind down routine and kind of wind myself down for the night. And on a good night, by 10:30, I'm in bed. On a not so great night, it might be a little bit later than that, but on a good night, by 10:30, I'm in bed and off to dreamland so that I can be back up at 5:30 the next morning.
That's perfect. And I love that you said your framework isn't one size fits all, because like literally that's like one of my things that I say. I'm not a one size fits all coach. I've learned that by working with other coaches and working in other programs, when they're like, hey, make a framework or make this and then try and have all of your clients fit into this box. I'm like, that does not work, because everyone's life is different. Everyone's goals are different. How people work and how people learn, all of that stuff is different. So I love that you take that into consideration with your clients, because again, we can't all fit in the same box. If we could, then we all would be millionaires and we all would have all the things. So I love that you kind of like customize your programs for your clients. That's really like a good touch.
Yeah, and the thing is that, what we're talking about here is managing your stress. So it's your stress, right? And what stresses you out is not going to be the same things that stresses someone else out. And what, pushes you over the edge isn't going to be the same as someone else. And then the structure of your life, right? You might be childless, but you have a super demanding job. You might have 5 kids. You might be a single parent. You might be, have a partner in the house with you. Everybody's dynamic is different. Everybody's level of stress and their stressors are different. You might be caring for an elderly parent, or a sick loved one. And so all of those things have to come into play when we're talking about building a system that works for you. And so that's why we start with a framework and not a specific set of steps.
I love it. All right, let's shift a little bit and talk about Summit, because of course we have Creatress Summit coming up in like a month, guys. It's like this close. So make sure you get your passes. What without giving away your whole session, because we want people to come and hear you speak live. What are you going to talk about at the summit? And what are your like goals for your session? What do you want people to walk away with when they come and see your session?
So, the overarching theme of what my session will be about is two things. So, one, I want people to walk away understanding the difference between maintenance self care and recovery self care, because there is a difference. And I think where we get into trouble is we don't know that there's a difference, or we don't understand the difference between the two. And then on top of that, I want you to leave my session either with your plan or at least the beginnings of your plan for recovery self care. So when you reach that place where you're feeling kind of overwhelmed and you're like, okay, life is getting a little bit out of control, how do I get myself back to feeling at least normal? Right? Because we got to get to normal before we can get to thriving. So how can we get to back to at least normal? So by the time you leave my session, you should at least have the beginnings of a plan. to get you back to normal.
See, and I know you guys' ears perked up was like, what is maintenance self care versus recovery self care? You're gonna have to come to the summit to learn those things. We're not gonna give them away here. So make sure you get your pass. And I'm actually gonna pop up the banner so that you guys can see where you can get your pass for the Creatress Summit. Um what are you most excited about for the summit? Like, I know I'm like, hey, brag on the summit, but that's what we're here for. What are you most excited about outside of your session? What are you looking forward to at the Creator Summit? Because you'll be attending as well. Speakers are not just coming and going. Most of the speakers who don't have to fly out and do other things that weekend are going to stay and be a part of the conference. So, what are you most excited about?
Well, I've seen the lineup. I don't know if you guys have seen the lineup, but I've seen the lineup. And so I've gotten to see the amazing lineup of women who are going to be there and the things that they are going to be talking about. So I'm just come ready to listen. I'm going to have my notebook handy, ready to take my notes because, like everybody else there, I too am a business owner as well. And so all of the notes, I need all of the marketing tips, I need all of the everything. So I am coming, ears ready, mind open, to take all of the notes. So I am really excited about that. But I'm also really excited to just be in the room, to just be around other women who are like, listen, I have a goal. I am determined to get there and by any means necessary. So give me all the information so that I could get to where I got to go. It's something about being in a room with that type of energy that pushes you forward. So I am so excited to really just be in the room, meet some new people. Hey guys, when you come, say hi. Even if you don't step into my session, just come say hi. But I'm really excited to meet new people. And like I said, I've seen the lineup, so I might be fangirling just a little bit on some of the other speakers because I'm really excited to hear from them as well. And to be in the city of Detroit because this will be a first for me. I've never actually been to Detroit. So this will be a first for me as well. So I'm actually looking forward to being in the city too.
Yes, come on. I'm excited. I'm excited for all the first timers. We have a lot of first timers who are like, oh, this is my first time to Detroit because I know sometimes our city gets a bad rap, but it's beautiful. We have a great time here. We're going to have a blast. So, to wrap things up, let people know how they can get in touch with you, where they can find you on social media. What's the best way to contact you if they're like, hey, I need to work with her? Just drop all your infos.
So, if you are like, okay, listen, I don't know if I can wait another month to get myself out of this hole. I need help right now. You can head on over to wellbeautylab.com, WELL beautylab.com, and you can send me an email, drop us a message. Hello at wellbeautylab.com is the direct email address, or slide in our DMs because we answer those too. If you have a business and you're like, listen, the people in my organization are a hot mess right now and we need help as a unit, because I know that is the case as well. And we help with that as well. But you can either head to Well Beauty Lab and it'll get you to the same destination, or you can go to Entsuah, Lentsuah, Entsuah.com, and it will give you all of the information that you need for that as well. You can find me on Instagram. You can find me on Twitter, but I don't hang out there much. But you can find me on Instagram, Facebook at Well Beauty Lab. You can find me on Instagram at l.enswa. And you can find me on LinkedIn too, because I hang out there a lot, LaKeisha Entsuah. So those are all of the places you can find me. Like I said, if you have a question, slide into my DMs. I do answer them, and it is me who is answering you, not some other person. So if you have a question, I am more than happy to answer it for you.
Awesome. Well, thank you, LaKeisha. I'm excited. I hope I have a chance to slide into your session at the summit. I'm going to be like running around like a chicken with my head cut off, trying to get to everybody's session because I want to see them all. Like I really do. But you guys, Creatress Summit 2022 is happening in Detroit, Michigan, September 2nd through 4th. Passes are on sale right now. If you go to creatresssummit.com and use the code Detroit Love, you can get 313 because that's our area code. We got a rep for the city. You can get $313 off of your pass and get into the room. You don't want to miss it. We have so many good things in store out. Like, we have great sessions, like all of the sessions are going to be fantastic, but on top of that we have some other amazing things planned for the summit. It's going to be a transformational experience. It's going to be fun. It's going to be healing. It's going to be loving. It's going to be supportive. All of the adjectives is going to be, you don't want to miss it. So createyoursummit.com, grab your pass, come see me, come see LaKeisha. We're going to have a great time that weekend. Thank you so much, LaKeisha, for chatting with me. And I can't wait to see you in a month.
Thank you. Thank you. I'm so excited. I cannot wait to see you in person. I am really looking forward to being in Detroit. So, guys, I hope that I will see you there.
Yes, yes. Thank you all so much. I am back at 7 o'clock with another speaker chat. We're doing two more of these, one at 7 and one at 8. So join me right back here, Facebook folks, Instagram folks. I'll see you guys in about a half hour. Thank you so much, LaKeisha.
All right. Have a good night.
Bye.